Hi, welcome to the Cyber Needle Workshop. Today, we're going to be making one of these light bars. Ours is going to be 3 feet, 6 inches. I've already marked our neon material for where to cut. So, we're going to start with cutting that right in the line. Now, I mark with a grease pencil, like this, because you can just wipe that right on off, so that you don't have any extra unnecessary markings on your neon later on. Alright, close cutters. There's a variety of different cutters you can use. Those are my favorites. Alright, so we have our light bar. Now, on either side of your piece of neon, you will see 2 little spots where you can see some wires sticking out. That's where you're going to want to put your splice connectors. This is your splice connector. It's got the little pins on either end. Now, you can cut these in half to use them for wiring. So I've got my little snips here. Just kind of fold it over so you have them in equal sizes. And snip. These ones give a nice clean snip. And then you can pull these apart. There's a little indent in between them. You can just kind of pull from there. And there you go. You do that on both, because you're going to need one of these for either end of your piece of neon. There we go. Alright, so the first thing you're going to want to do is strip these. Got these wire strippers here. There we go. There we go. You want to strip that. That for either one so that they're prepped and ready to go. Quick and easy. And then you're also going to want to do the same for your male and female connectors. Now, for those of you that don't know, red for electrical is usually positive, and the black is usually in the negative. And that is the case for what we are doing today. Alright, so that one's ready to go. Do the same for your other one. Okay. Now, once you have these stripped, you're going to want to twist the wire together so that it stays nicely. Okay. And you also do the same for your splitters. Now, the pins on the splitters, you can also pull apart a little bit farther to make it a little easier to do this. Now, for this particular neon, the rounded top end, the wires that you see here, this is the positive side, and the flat bottom side is your negative. So you just pop your pins in where they need to go. Just like that, they fit perfectly, because these actually come with your neon when you order it. Sometimes the pins have a bit of a spike on the back from where they've been put together, so watch for that. Be careful, use a tool to push them in if you need to. That's perfectly fine. And then you want to make sure you know which wire is which. So our top one here is our positive, so this is going to be our male connector, so positive, so the red goes here. You just twist these together so that you have a nice, they stay together nicely for when they're soldered together. And then you can use your little helping hands if you need it. which I do because it just makes this a little bit easier to do. There we are. Now, you can just solder this. You got your soldering wire here. And you just want to heat up your wires. Ooh, I almost forgot the heat shrink. That would have been bad. You also want to put heat shrink on your wires, usually before you connect them, but I spaced out. So you can just kind of unwind them really quick. Grab your heat shrink. You can get a lot of it in sizes like this, and for this particular one, you can just cut one of these in half, and then you have one for either side. It snips back. Pull these part a little farther, and this will actually just slide right over, and it can just wait there until you actually need it, and that way you don't have to pull the pins out of the neon or anything like that, but if you need to, you can. So we'll put those back together really quickly. Just twist them right back. There we go. Need that. And there we are. Okay, so you're going to want to heat up your wires with your soldering iron. And then just use this to kind of melt together. And it just sinks in nicely. It just kind of, the wire, once it's warm, just absorbs the solder. And there you go. And that's one down. So now, you can wait for it to cool for a second. You can take these out of the little clamps. Now, this is still a little warm, so if you don't want to get burned, wait a little bit longer. And then you can just slide your heat shrink right on over all of that, like this. Turn on your heat gun here. And then heat shrink will just shrink right down to size, nice and snug. You want to rotate it, make sure that it kind of heats evenly. And also, you don't want it to be too close to the heat gun because you don't want to melt the heat shrink or the coating for the wires. But now, well, nice and snug, and it keeps this insulated, and this really helps avoid electrocution. And it also just keeps your wires in better condition overall. That way, they have less of a chance of failing. So now we do the same for the other side. Twist them together. There we go. And back into the grips. There we are. And same thing again. Solder, warm up your wires. Oop, that just popped out there. There we go. That'll stay a bit better. There we go. Okay, that one's done. And there we are. And once again, just fold over real quick. Slide the heat shrink over it. Pick that up. Alright, and there you go. So that is your first connection. Now, the next thing you're going to want to do is actually put on some silicone. It helps seal it, helps keep these in place, which again keeps everything working quite nicely out in the elements. We've got our silicone adhesive here. You just dab a bit of this on over the connections. Just kind of spread that out a little bit. Oop, there we go. Alright, I want to get that back on there. And then you can take your clear end caps, which also come with your neon, and you just slide it over. Now, the end caps are actually shaped the same way as the neon. There's a rounded end and a flat end. So you just slide that right on over. You want to make sure it's nice and tight down on there. Like so. And then you can take your clear heat shrink. You just kind of fold your wire like so. And slide this right on over the connector. And then over down on top of the end cap. Slide this over the two. If I can get the wire to cooperate for like 2 seconds, that'd be great. There we go. Sometimes it likes to be a little difficult. There we go. Just set that right down. Now you want there to be some, you want there to be a little bit of a lip when you get it all the way down. This is a little more difficult because the wires are a little bit thicker. There we go. So you want to have a little bit of a lip so that when the heat shrink starts to shrink, it actually also helps keep the end cap in place in addition to the silicone adhesive. So once again, we're going to pop this on. Heat it up. And there you go. Nice and neatly done. And now you can try plugging this into your power source. And there it goes. Nice and lit up. Now you want to do the other side with the power out if you want to daisy chain these. So we're going to wire up another one. Same thing. There we go, that one's done. And now, this one's all set up for power. And this, now that it has both connectors on it, can actually power a second one. And there you go. And that's how you would actually daisy chain these light bars. And there you have it. Then at that point, you would set it into a bar like this. And that we will show you on another day. Thanks for joining us.